This is A-Game, fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what are we talking about today? This is why Black women can't be pro-Black. Can't be, they're not Black first, they're not B1, whatever you want to call them. And I find it to be one of the most disturbing and cognitively dissonant sort of caps that Black women as a collective engage in. From what you see on social media to real life instances to getting on television with interviews and things of that nature, where they're getting on and arguing with palm-colored people about critical race theory or some political agenda or something like that. I find it to be one of the most disturbing things that I see the collective of Black women engaging in. And the reason why I see it as very disturbing and very much a sign of cognitive dissonance is because the collective of Black women don't work towards the betterment of the community. They work towards the betterment of Black women and not even achieving that. Right? Because one of the first things that you have to the detriment and that disproves that you are looking out for the betterment, for the empowerment, for the upliftment of Black people is the level of misandry that you carry against Black men specifically. It was probably about a year or two ago where a guy, Terrain Walker, I want to say on Twitter, posted something on Twitter and it kind of went viral. And he was like, how can you say, he posed a question to Black women, how can you say that you're pro-Black, or you can't say you're pro-Black and hate Black men? That's what he said, paraphrased. And the overwhelming response, hundreds, thousands of responses from Black women of every shade, different age groups, different profession levels, different socioeconomic levels, because Black women love to talk about what they have and what kind of money they have and what kind of house and car. And all of them were overwhelmingly like, I can be pro-Black and I hate Black men. Watch me. Watch me be pro-Black and hate Black men at the same time. And I find it to be disgusting to me that Black women can so openly say and use the word hate in reference to their own men, and then still say that the men need to do something for them to help them. You can't be pro-Black and hate other Black people. You can't be pro-Black and hate Black men. You can't, because you're not. Because when you do that, you begin to commit too many atrocities against Black people. One of the greatest atrocities that Black women commit is the further destruction of her family. The greatest atrocity that Black women commit is the continued destruction of her family structure. The continued pushing away of the men that they have children with, or destroying the children through abortions, or destroying the children through negligence, or pawning the children off, keeping them in unsafe environments, making things difficult for them, difficult places to grow, not giving them the best possible, environment to grow up in, destroying the child's ability to want to connect with their fathers, to want to connect with other people in their family aside from their mothers. And I've done video after video about, the relationship between Black men and Black women, the relationship between Black mothers and their children, the relationships between Black women in the court systems, the relationship between Black women in abortion clinics. I've tirelessly went at it for weeks now. There's no way you can be pro-Black and commit the level of atrocity that you commit against Black families, against Black children, against Black men. You hate them and you display that hate. If you openly hate the men, then you openly hate what comes from the men, which is the kids. You hate Black families. But where do cultures and communities of people derive their first level of strength? Within the family. That comes from the family unit, the strength of the family unit. Why do you think palm-colored people, even under gynocratic leaning and feminism, still are trying to keep their families somewhat intact and together? Why do you think they do that? Because they understand that we crumble at the seams if we don't get this stuff straight. We gotta get the family straight. We have to. Or else there's no more us. If they can understand that, then why Black women can't understand that? You don't work for the betterment of nobody but you. Nobody has pain but you. Why do I relentlessly go in on what's happening with the kids, what's happening with the men, what's happening with the boys, what's happening with the girls? Because somebody in the Black community gotta acknowledge the pain of the other members of that community aside from Black women. You do too much against Black people. You use your bodies, your biology to control the family. You control birth rate, who get born, who don't. Destruction of the family structure. You don't release any of the control to Black male leadership or authority except through force, and maybe not even then. You don't, because you hate them. You'll get everywhere and say out loud, shout from the mountaintops how you really hate Black men, and your actions display that hatred. So I know it's not lip service. I know it's not something that Black women are just saying just to be inflammatory. You actually live your life through that hatred. You actually live your life through it. You actively destroy your children's future because you don't want them to be better. How are you pro-Black when you're not willing to break none of the generational curses? What more do you need to see? What more destruction is there for you to look at? Aren't you living in the middle of it? Aren't you living in the middle of destroyed homes? Children with mental disability, not even mental disability in terms of, they were born with it, but just mental illness, mental health problems, depression, major depression, suicidal, that type of thing. Children that's supposed to be living their happiest time. Childhood is supposed to be the happiest, most carefree time because somebody is taking care of you. Somebody is looking to your needs at a time in your life where you are unable to look out for your own needs. And this is the most traumatic time for most Black children under their mother's watch. We don't have childhood, we survive it. We have to literally survive it. Most of our mental and emotional and psychological scars come through childhood dealing with y'all and the mess that you bring children into. When are you gonna break the generational curse? When? When you gonna do your part to do that? Not focus on what everybody else can do. It's time out. It's time out for the victim storyline. I was hurt here. Somebody did this. When are you going to say enough is enough? I've had enough. I'm going to do better, not just for me in this lost value system way do better, or I need to get the bag to do better. No, I mean, go inside of yourself and say, listen, I need to improve who I am. I'm hurt. I need to heal. Things are damaged. I need to fix them. When are we going to break the curses so our children and our children's children don't have to deal with the exact same thing? When you do this single motherhood thing, your girls grow up to do what? Do the same thing. They're not going to do what you say and say, don't repeat what mommy did. They're going to do what she saw. You teach the young boys that his seed is not important, so he spread it everywhere. He spread it everywhere. He put it anywhere, without any regard to who this woman is and what the future is going to be. You use the culture to control the minds of other Black women and girls. You put this stuff in the atmosphere. You put this stuff in the culture. You actively teach young girls to not trust Black men, to not want them, to quote unquote not need them, to treat them any kind of way, and then go on about their lives. And only when they become older, they realize, wait a minute, I'm not having a good life. I'm watching other women have this happy life, and they're doing it with husbands. They're doing it with children. They working too and all that kind of stuff, but yet that didn't deter them from having a happy home life also. So why is it that my work and my career and my stuff have to be chosen over my true nature, which is to want to build a family? Why I gotta pick? Other women don't pick. Other women do both. And she gotta wait till she's 35, 38, 42 and realize I screwed over a lot of relationships that I could have been happy in, because I was so busy caught in the narrative of misandry and that Black men wasn't this, that, and the third, that they came in front of my face and I still didn't do it because I was just caught up in this mental fog. And Black women will come and say, well, we're brainwashed, but then you won't listen to nothing to counteract the brainwash. That's a victimhood story too. How long you gonna lean on that? That the society, programs us and this and that. Okay, so since you know that, what are you gonna do against it? How are you going to fight that? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm talking to each and every individual Black woman within the sound of my voice. The intro to this channel is about healing and growing, and we can't do that without facing some very difficult truths about us, about how Black women use the environment to control and leverage against Black men, calling the police, becoming lawyers and judges, not to help Black people with the unfairness of the judicial system, but to be harder on them than the institutional racism that we talk about and squawk about all day. You can't be pro-Black and do that kind of stuff. See a Black man getting railroaded and you don't use your position to put a stop to it even when you can. I'm pleading to the ones who listen. The ones who don't want to listen, I don't know. But the ones who do, I'm talking to you. When is the generational curse going to be broken? When are you really going to be pro-Black? When are you really going to look for the empowerment and the upliftment of Black people? When? And what actions are you going to take to make those steps a reality? Sound off in the comment section. I'd really like to hear everybody's opinion on that. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.